it happened to be paused when I went to turn it on for Lily last night. And I was like, oh shit, that's the one I was listening to. And he had mentioned in the one I was watching previous that he had Tom Segura and the dude I can't remember, the loud dude. He had mentioned he had them both on for the 1000th episode or 1000th podcast. So I guess it shouldn't surprise me. That's the one I'd been listening to when I woke up. I wish I could remember his name. Joe? No, it don't matter. I don't remember his name. They perform together a lot. They're around each other a lot. I'm disappointed in myself. I can't remember his name. I need to see when the next season of Maron's coming out. Last one, he kind of got ditched with a kid. Even though I think it was his kid. Or a grandkid or something. I do not remember. I'll have to rewatch the last episode. I do remember that when I was watching the last couple episodes, I was playing Fallout 4 because I was building a massive ass structure when the last episode finished up. And I was like, damn! Like, Beth, did you see that? Holy shit. I think that show bored Beth though. I thought Maron was pretty funny. Because the dude is kind of dark and sarcastic like me. He's fucking like I wouldn't say pessimistic, but realism always seems to come off as pessimism. Because reality is not that pretty of a thing most of the time. I had someone the other day tell me, oh, it's what you make it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Reality is only as good or as bad as you perceive it. I'm like, okay, I agree with that, but it sounded to me like she was saying that you can find good in everything. I was like, no, you really can't. If the situation's fucked and you're finding good in it, like you're just glossing over all the fucked aspect of it, I think that's a little fucking crazy. But what do I know? Maybe I am a fucking pessimist and I never knew it. Or refused to admit it. This focus thing's pissing me off. I bet if I cleaned my window on both sides, it would focus on shit on the outside. Nah, that's too easy. Shut up, bitch. God damn. God damn, what a bummer. Gotta fix it before I go to the interstate, because I'm really not gonna fuck with it on the interstate. Boop. God damn. But I never said everything was shitty or whatever. I just said life. That's how life. I made a comment that I made a comment about something being a shitty situation. Like, that's life, as in that's life. Shitty situations happen. Not life is shitty. But she was pretty determined to go on about life is awesome as long as you look at it that way. And I just, there's a lot of awesome stuff. I have a lot of fun. And there's a lot of positivity. But what are you doing, buddy? But there's also a whole lot of shit too. That's all I was saying. But I just let her go. I let her go on because she was on a rant. That's okay. Everybody needs to rant sometimes. Am I right? 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 Am I left? Am I right? Am I left? Am I right? Am I right? Am I left? Looky, looky, another train. So, if I had $20 million or $1 billion or whatever it would cost, I would open another trucking company. Because apparently in the logistics world, because everything's booming right now as far as sales and all that shit. Supply chains are getting harder and harder to maintain because the pipelines are all overfilled. I suspect, though, a lot of that isn't so much the pipelines and everything are overfilled as much as they're trying to make less and less people do more and more, because that's how corporations work. Everybody wants to see growth. Everybody wants to see growth. And in order to fucking strangle those numbers to make them fucking look like they're growing, they're making cuts, making cuts, making cuts, making cuts. Cuts here, cuts there, cuts everywhere. Gotta make that fucking growth number look good. Meanwhile, everybody suffers, except for the executives. Everybody suffers. The investors might do good, the board might do good, but everybody down the chain, including customers, everybody suffers. I've seen it in every line of work I've been in over the last 20 years. Every single fucking one. It'll sound like a broken record on that eventually. But it's sad to watch. Go plane go! Go plane go! I got the sneezes. Good Christ. The humanity. The humanity. The manatee of Hugh. Hugh's manatee. I'll be so glad to not have to make this fucking drive anymore. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? I still have to go through and write descriptions for everything. And fucking put a bunch of tags on everything. But I haven't. I have not. And we're getting close to the end of the month and we still have a lot of shit to count. We've been fucking around too much at the end of the day. Mark's right though. We should do like a section for like an hour every morning. Do a certain amount, whatever we can do in an hour. Because arguably the mornings are always pretty dead. I mean, for Dre anyway. For me, I'm going through doing all kinds of shit. Looking at fucking the query, making sure everything's good. Looking at Transplace to make sure we don't have any sneaky bullshit. Because there'll be orders that are supposed to go out, they're scheduled to go out that day, and there's weight on them. So the plan is, there's weight on them. You gotta get them scheduled so the trucks will be there in the afternoon. Gotta get everything going. Because it's assumed the fucking freight's gonna be there, or the product's gonna be there. But it's fucking not. It's fucking not. So, gotta nix all that shit, make sure it doesn't get scheduled when there is nothing to send. Excuse me, I burped, it's disgusting. And then usually there's email traffic, and sometimes I did something stupid the day before. One day I got there early and I was gonna pull iMag and all this other shit, and fucking... What ended up happening is I spent like an hour with email chains and going through and manually, it was like an hour, it felt like a second hour entering fucking orders manually into Transplace to get the shit scheduled for the day before, so it was all on a number that the system could deal with. God, what a fucking mess. That was my fucking fault. I should have fucking, I don't know, I fucked up. because there were a whole bunch of orders that were rather small that equaled into a truck order, a solid truck order too, like a big pallet, a full pallet. And I'll be damned if I saw a bunch of lines in Transplace, so I scheduled them, or I put them together into a fucking number and submitted it and sent off an email that this is legit, except for it's going to this address. But it didn't really occur to me that the address that was in there was the Texas one, which means there were orders for Texas somewhere, but we didn't have any. And man, how's this guy gonna get out? Blue gonna let him out, buddy? Good job, Blue. So, oh, dude, go after this car. Oh, you're a pussy. You're a pussy. How about after the truck? Go! 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 There you go. Anyway. Fuck. So I caught that later, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with this. And since there was no freight on it, no freight actually went with the Eagle Pass one. It stripped all the freight off. So there was a fucking ME number with nothing on it, and the system was freaking out, and people up the chain, like all kinds of people up the chain, got involved. Like, hey, what's going on here? Blah 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 blah. Is this really a shipment? It's got, and plus the two shipments I did have, and this caused two separate fucking headaches that they realized were all the same. And the shit that did print, it was going to the current address and the previous address. And if the addresses are different, you can't merge them. So what I've been doing is just merging them together and then billing each CS number, billing each order, each batch of orders, I guess. But what I didn't know was you can put those two orders together into one. They call it a master bill-lating, where you can have multiple addresses under the same bill, which I did not know that, and neither did my boss. That came from way up the chain. Like, you can do this, you know, and we're like, can we? And I actually asked, even if they're different addresses, specifically, because even looking at the instructions, it didn't look like it. It didn't look like you could, but it turns out you can. So now I know for next time I can do that, because when you charge two different, when I build two different shippers, it charges them the shipping and handling, or the handling fee, not the shipping, the handling fee twice. So, I mean, I wasn't worried about it because the long story as to why, but at least that'll be fair, only charging it once. Well, I guess fair is arguable. I think it was more fair the other way, but anyway, I have no problem doing that. I just didn't know that was possible. But anyway, so the ones I shipped out weren't even on the fucking Transplace, so the freight got stripped off, but something got shipped, and the two that were separate, one it was in the system as Redaway, and when I built it, I didn't see that, and I scanned the pro label on there, so they had the same pro number going on both Redaway and Conway, which is XPO now. It's XPO, and they're like, well, which one's right? And I was like, well, I was like, oh, it's XPO, and I didn't even realize it said Redaway still in there for the shipping company. Or the freight company, whatever. So it was all fucked up. Nobody likes dealing with that company, but it doesn't help when I fuck it up even more. So that took an hour out of those poor people's day. And then, like I said yesterday, I stabbed a fucking paint box with a fork and sprayed paint everywhere. But it came off my hands real easy, so maybe it'll come off the floor. I haven't mopped it. Maybe when I mop it, it'll just come right up. Because it might, you never know. Not all paint is, I don't even know what it is. It may not even be paint. It was just red in color, that's all. No, it's definitely smelled like paint. Which doesn't necessarily mean anything. Man, the 10 is fucked. I don't think I want to get on there anymore. I don't think I will. I wonder if I can get out there. Oh, no. No, that's kind of close. I'd rather drive through town at this rate. You don't want to do U-turns, the 10's fucked. Just keep going. If that many cars are waiting to get on from the other direction, and it took me that long to get up that one little block, fuck that. 10's a mess. So anyway, I'll just drive down to baseline and shoot down baseline. I don't give a fuck. Or whatever. Go down fucking McDowell or something, or whatever, south of Van Buren, and jump on the 17. Or wait a minute, where am I? Jump on the 10. I wonder how the 17's doing. You guys don't give a fuck. You're just watching from wherever the fuck you're watching from. I had a couple people like, man, this is a really terrible thing. I was like, why? I was like, you don't like hearing stories and shit, do you? They're like, no. I was like, see, I like hearing stories, so I love this kind of shit. I watch this kind of shit all the time. I'm not very funny today, though. Apparently there's a Volkswagen diesel that's a hybrid or something, and it gets like 60 miles to the gallon, and they go for about the same price as the Priuses do. And I'm interested in that because I like Volkswagens, but I don't have one, obviously, as I have a fucking Prius. But the wife's car will be paid off pretty soon, and then we're gonna fucking pay off, knock out all the credit cards pretty quick, because most of the credit cards are under $2,000, and the extra money we have plus $450, we'll knock those out in less than a year, and then we'll have all kinds of money to chill with. Probably build savings up to $10,000 or so. We gotta knock out our student loans. Yeah, it was funny when I was always paying her student loans, and she's like, you know what? Just stop paying those for a while. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, I've got coworkers that say a couple of them have never paid on their student loan yet. And they were supposed to have started paying on it years ago, and they never did. And they get calls about it once in a while, but it's not on their credit or anything. I don't believe that. It's got to be on their credit. But that's like, my credit's pretty good. I don't give a fuck. Do it. It's like, all right. She doesn't use her fucking degree for shit anyway. I don't even think she remembers any of that shit. She might remember some of the printing press stuff, but that's like fucking physical procedures that she did. So I think those are easier to remember. It involves so many senses. That's my opinion, not based in fact anywhere that I'm aware of, just a guess. Possibly a hypothesis. Nah, I'm not educated in that at all. That was just kind of a guess, based on a bunch of information, but still a guess. I wouldn't call it a hypothesis by any stretch. That what we're going by right there, that Prius, that is not the kind of Prius I have. Mine is a smaller, cheaper version. Still gets over 50 miles a gallon, but smaller, cheaper version. So, oh, I thought those were a bunch of big fucking plastic containers for liquids, but those are beds for trucks. Huh. Whoa. I think I'll go down Buckeye. Why the fuck not? Oh, there's construction up ahead, so it's a good choice. Good choice, buddy. I can't believe I see Iowa Hawkeye stickers down here. I was kind of surprised I see so many Cornhusker stickers down here, Nebraska Cornhuskers. But they're a fucking phenomenon, so. I mean, in the 90s, they were such big winners. I'm sure they generated fans all over the country just because they like winners. But not so much the last few years. They're chasing the dream, though. They're chasing the fucking dream. That Booger King must be new. It's got flags and shit. And the grounds are perfectly maintained right now. Here I come to save the day. Whee! I can see the appeal of wearing slacks and a dress shirt and everything. But fat guys in dress clothes just don't look right to me. So I don't really. Oh shit! This is 15, huh? Well, good idea going down Buckeye, dumbass. I know cops like to chill off to the side and watch these zones. I see it in every neighborhood. It doesn't matter how nice or shitty it is. But what a bunch of shit. Nuka-Cola. There's some really awesome fucking graffiti around. I'm sure some people would prefer me to call it art, but it's fucking graffiti. You should have gone. I would have gone behind me. There was a fucking like 20 car links. Good luck finding that again for a while. But she was like me. She was Chubbs, so I guess. I guess perhaps there's a downside to that much space. There's a lot of space there to get through, but it requires moving fast, and nah, I'll wait. Easier to wait than is the whole ass and titties. Ass and titties. Ass, 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 ass and titties. I mean, yeah. Yep.